All right, y'all. What is good? One time for the replay crew. Today's discussion, we're going to be talking about some financial literacy and just money in general. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the link. This is an open panel. Share it to your platform if you join. That's cool. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to join the chat. What's good, y'all? I see y'all. I see you, Damo. Real Eyes and Evens. Fish and Ray. What's good with y'all? I'm waiting on the people that really wanted to do the panel, Ryan and some other people, but it's all good. What's the deal with y'all, man? Cause I'm be mad if I made this all about finances and then they don't even show up. Matter of fact, let me email Ryan. Cooling and relaxing. Yes, sir. What's the word though? Okay, Damo. My boy Damo in the house.
What's good with the famo?
It was good, bro.
Okay, hold
What,
on, I got that.
what's the word, bro? Yeah, go ahead, share it out to your channel. You know the deal.
So,
Anybody else want to join the stage? Y'all can. It's just we all here to network, so that's what it is. Yeah, it probably ain't even gonna be too many people anyway right now, cause Chip is still on live.
I'm running it up.
Man, Chip is the man, bro. For real, for real. Hey, Fish and Ray, the link is right there in the chat, man. Come on, join. You could shout your channel out, whatever. Trisha Nicole, I see you. I see you. Okay, guess not. Fish and Ray. The link is there. All right, we have 5 minutes. Okay. So I guess I could get this started since ain't nobody want to talk about nothing. So Demo, you feel like a person could be making 100K and be living worse off than somebody that's making 35K?
Oh yeah, I think so. Shoot, because it's not about how much you make; it's all about
Mhm.
what you do with that money. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's out here that's making six figures and more. That's you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily say living paycheck with paycheck, but you know how that saying go. Like people in debt.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Money coming in, uh,
Yeah.
going out
Yeah.
faster than it's coming in. Dude, what's that basketball? Malik Beasley. He was
Yeah.
making I don't know how much, how many millions dollars a season, and he was $8 million in debt. You know,
Mhm.
like he owed his barber, he owed a little bit of everybody money, so he racking in all this money, and he
Yeah.
ain't up on his bill.
Yo, that's wild owing your ball for money, bro.
Man,
What's
Ryan,
good,
what's good,
y'all?
Ryan?
What up, Elvay? What up, Damo?
Well, you
what's
must have
good
knew
with it,
I was
Ryan?
about to flush you out, Ryan. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, I was taking care of these kids for a hot
Nah,
second.
you good, bro. What's up, Harlow? I see you in the chat. Thank you for joining. But yeah, so Ryan,
Hello,
we
Trisha.
I was just asking Dame. I was like, do you feel like a person could be making 100K living worse off than somebody that was making 35K? What's your thoughts on that, Ryan?
What's my thoughts on somebody making 100K as opposed to somebody making 30K?
Like if you made 100K, do you feel like you should be living better than somebody that's not?
Well, to be honest with you, I made 100K before, and
Mm-hmm.
with larger salaries come larger bills, come larger
Mm-hmm.
lifestyles, come larger
Yep.
spending, come larger. You know,
Yep.
um, I'm cool with making 50,000 a year. It's not what how much you make is what you do with it, in my
There you
opinion.
go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely right about like with they call that lifestyle creep.
Right.
So yeah, like even me for an example, like when I was in North Dakota, I was going through it. Like, I started making like some decent change. I was like, oh, okay. And
Right.
like I was like, okay, cool. Like, but like it just my spending got out of control. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. So then, even with me just coming back to North Carolina, like I'm cool now. And I ain't even working regularly like that. So I was definitely a victim of the lifestyle creep.
So, Elevate, do you feel like different states, you can live more comfortably in different states, or you feel like it's just basically how much your spending habits?
I mean, it's a combination of both. And I don't even want to say as far as like with the state, because every state is going to have expensive places to live, but it's all about like instead of say like instead of living like right in the big city, if you live right on the outskirts, you could find some decent rent, and you could still be able to commute to a good paying job. So I don't even want to call that just a certain state in particular.
Did y'all find that after COVID, things got a little worse as far as finding work and finding opportunities?
Well, me for an example, that's when I started doing that traveling work. During COVID, it was 2021 actually, but that traveling work was paying like very well compared to what I was making locally. So, but obviously that started dying down because I would have been probably still traveling right now to this day. But yeah, Trisha said yes. What's up, Lily? Thank you for joining. Everything went up after the Big C pause. Hey
Yeah,
yo.
that
Yeah.
changed the big C. the big and the big C changed everything. Like I know a lot of
Yeah.
people were able to take advantage and kind of step out on some entrepreneurship, with
Hmm.
doing things from home, and where there's a will, there's a way, and we gonna fulfill things in certain markets. But as far as like
That's a
the
fact.
job industry and stuff like that, it seems like we still haven't recovered, what I'm saying, as far as the availability of jobs and what's going on since the big C. Like,
Hmm.
so definitely has affected us. I say more so for the worse, what I'm saying? Cause
Hmm.
like I know there's a lot of people that have, like I said, with in-home businesses done a lot better, but in general, the consensus it's gotten harder. Like everything, like what the Trisha said in the chat, has gone up. Like it's just yeah.
Yeah, you ain't lying. What's good, Coach? Thank you for joining. But yeah, like it's I don't know. I the thing is with all of these type of what's the word? With all these type of illnesses that are government made,
Right.
they're all very similar. They'll just bring them out every what 4 or 5 years or something, whatever the something like that. But they all have similar traits and stuff like that. Is I don't want to get into politics, but I feel like it's population control.
Yeah, me too. I can touch on that. I feel like the government is gonna do what they got to do in order for them to stay in control.
Hmm.
That's just their way of saying, "Hey, don't forget that we're in control."
Right,
That's what it is, in my opinion.
right. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Supreme, get on my nerves, bro. But what's up, Yvette? I see you in the chat.
What up, Supreme?
Raggedy ass Supreme. But yeah, man. I don't know how we got off topic, but I mean that's easy to do anyway.
Right.
But
I thought Stephanie was coming up here, not to cut you off, but she was gonna speak that real fun. She's like a
right,
financial advisor type of
right,
background.
right. Okay.
Let me-
I mean we'll give her some more time. I don't know if she forgot or might have got busy, but it's all good. But yeah, what's everybody's thoughts on credit cards? Do you use them? Do you avoid them?
My
Do
thoughts on credit cards is you gotta have them because in order to build your credit and to establish good credit, they want you to use credit cards. The government actually pushes you to get loans and stuff like that, open up small businesses, SBA, all that kind of
mm-hmm.
stuff, LLCs. They push you for that because they're making money at the same time. So credit cards
Mm-hmm.
are a good thing if you're in control of your spending. But if you got radical spending habits and you're out here just swiping, swiping, swiping and not paying, you paying back the minimum on your credit
Oh yeah.
cards,
Oh
that you're
yeah.
just gonna be paying in interest. That you're gonna be paying out the button interest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most
Yeah, I say
definitely.
credit cards are definitely if you use them right, they can definitely benefit your credit and all that. But a lot of times, I'm not even gonna lie, a lot of us don't. Like I eat myself. I've been in some situations where not knowing and being somewhat ignorant because
Mm-hmm.
like for example, my freshman year of college, coming out of high school, they're not teaching you about financial literacy or how important the credit score is and stuff like that. So when I got my first credit card, I low key kind of ran it up. I mean, they had the guy on
Mm-hmm.
campus, had like slanging credit cards, like with no education behind it. Like, yeah, you get approved.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
It's
like the
up
easy.
real quick.
Nah, you good, bro. So like
Oh no, go ahead.
them the college kids is probably like the easiest targets because back in the days when I went to community college, like I got like two credit cards. Like you said, I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, oh, free money. You know, that ain't work out too well.
Facts. That's what they want too. They also try to push you to build credit, but at the same time, who's that responsible as a college student? I mean, I can only speak on myself. I wasn't that responsible back
Right,
then, so
right,
I used them for things I wasn't supposed to, and thought, oh, I ain't got to pay this back. I ain't, you know what I mean? And the
right.
next thing you know, I got bad credit.
Hmm. That's what they want. So now when you go to get a car or something, now you gotta pay that extra interest. You already know how that go, man.
Right. The worse the credit, the higher the interest is.
Hmm. Or you know you gotta put a bigger down payment down. Like it's crazy because I really feel like the rich get richer and the poor stay poor.
Yeah, that's the American way. You know, there gotta be poor people, there gotta be rich people, there gotta be in between pause, but
Hmm.
that's how they set it up like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, can't have everybody at the top because they need people, like you say, in the middle and the bottom to do the stuff that the people at the top ain't really
Hmm.
trying to do.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the people at the bottom 9 times out of 10 need the government assistance. So that's one thing I'm trying to preach to my kids, like, you know, get financially educated so you don't have to rely on state or federal funding and stuff like that.
Right.
Right. You
Yeah.
brought up cars. When I got my first car, now it was, only had 4 miles on it, but it was just a Dodge Neon. I was paying $376 a month. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw a commercial at that time, I can't remember what luxury car it was. It was like maybe just like an Audi, for example. And it was just
Hmm.
like lease a car for $299.99. I'm just like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm riding around in a Neon paying almost $200 more for
Yeah.
a luxury car, all because my, no credit. And then that's another thing. You can have bad
Mhm.
credit, or you have the no credit situation where you
Yeah.
still kind of stuck in that same boat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. That's very true. Like so, my first car I got off the lot. It wasn't new, but oof, like it was a Honda Accord. So it was 3 years old, and this was in 2011. And my interest rate was like 15%. So like my payment was damn 520 for 72 months. But
How
like
how much?
it was 520 a month for 72 months. Like
So for what kind of car?
a Honda Accord.
Oh no.
I mean, I ain't know no better. Like it was fly. I wanted it. I like screw it. Like I was staying with my mom's at the time and all that. I was like, man, I'll never do that again.
Man, that's a lot.
No,
That's a lot.
so even to think about it, like I'm like, okay, 520. I'm not really calculating the numbers in my head. I'm like, okay, I could afford that. I could do that. So that call went, from being 20,000. Like if I would have paid it off over time, I would have been paying like close to 40,000 for that car.
Sheesh.
You get what I'm saying? So you
Yeah,
don't really.
yeah.
And then by that point, by 7 years, what's the car really gonna be worth?
Not even a fraction of that. You can Kelly
You
Blue
get what
Book
I'm
value
saying?
that went all the way down.
Right. You get what I'm saying? All I said is like if you don't have credit, they won't give you credit. How the fuck am I gonna bet it? You don't give it? You ain't lying. You ain't lying, Harlow. And then if your credit good, they gonna want to offer you more.
Hmm.
That's just what it is. But it was good, Faith. I see you in the chat. Authorized use on 10 of our cars. She have a 750 credit score at the time she's 18. Yeah. That's how rich people do. You right, Supreme. You're absolutely right. Sister Danielle in the chat. Coach in the chat. All
I
right.
don't know if anybody else want to come up here and speak their piece about finances. A woman's point of view. Any woman want to come up?
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Because I can't, well, I see you when they come up big, but I have to look on, I have to pull up on the laptop to see the comments.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. Anybody, yeah. I be feeling like I'm begging people to join the damn chat. Like I ain't doing that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I be dropping the link 40 times every time I go live. Don't nothing but 3 people come and join the stage. Like I'm good.
I mean,
Hopefully,
hey, you can have your camera off just like we do it.
nah, it's all good.
We don't
It
listen to
kind
women's supreme.
of freaking supreme.
Tina Mo, you don't want to come up and talk that talk?
Tina Mo, what's good with you, Tina? You ain't begging. It feel like I'm begging. Asking more than once is begging to me.
Facts.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Okay, everybody adding authorized users on their credit cards. I love that.
Yeah, yeah, Tina.
Tina Mo in the building.
Listen, don't threaten me with a good time.
Right.
Hey, hey.
Hey,
I come in locked and loaded. I ain't scared of nothing. I don't know why the
mm,
people act like they allergic to the panel.
I don't know. It might be because we light skin.
Who is the we? I ain't been light skinned since I was in the womb. I don't know what to do
that
with that.
that part.
I think I'm the light bright on the panel tonight.
Yeah, you are. Oh, okay. Danielle, I'm sorry. I still
Hey
ain't messing with
Danielle.
Nightbot. Look, Nightbot messing with Danielle.
Hey, calm that foolishness down. Dang.
Oh man, that's funny. Um, I really came unprepared. This is sad. Oh yeah, let me make the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Yeah, all that good stuff. Yeah, just because somebody gonna try to be foolish. But Supreme, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. You gonna try to have me scroll back up? You be nah. I'm not doing all that. Say whatever you gotta say again. I
He
hate
said,
when
why should white guys have all the fun? That's what he said.
So sweet.
you goddamn fool.
How
I
y'all feel
Well,
got your
about the
cream. I see the chat going.
she said, I'm gonna read them off. I'm gonna let y'all know. He said, read my chat. Where coach at to do the preem voice? She be having me rolling when
oh
she
yeah, she did that earlier.
Yeah, I love that.
Ty, you poop. What?
Greetings and salutations to the chat and to all those that are on the panel. I most certainly want to address the one and only Mr. Elevated, since I'm here as a guest on this panel. I don't want anybody to feel like they left out. If I don't say your name, it's because I didn't read it. I didn't know you was there. If it ever appeared to me, I might say something in the chat. I might say something out loud. Just know that if I see you and I don't say nothing, at least you in my thoughts, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's
Let
true.
the church say, yeah, man.
Oh,
Hey Graham.
how you doing, Mean Ray?
Hey Graham. So I see you in chat, Trish. Thank you for joining. I see you, Smooth. I would tell you to join the panel, but you don't be you ain't even about to waste my time.
Hey
What
Tina,
coach
thank you for
say?
coming up here tonight, for real, Tina.
Co-
Oh, no problem, no problem. If I get an invitation, I'm coming in the building. Let me tell you something. I ain't turning down nothing but my collar. Do you hear me?
I know
I
that's
heard
Mm-hmm.
that.
right.
I heard that.
Now you got to be prepared when I come. Pause.
Okay, Tina.
Mm. Okay then.
Oh nah, Tina's a whole firecracker now. Yeah, that's what's up though. Credit cards are good to have to boost your credit score, but the interest rates on some of them be so high, so I don't want any of them. I mean, it's ways around the interest. As long as you got a decent credit card, not one of those bottom of the barrel credit cards that charge you as soon as you swipe it.
There's some credit cards that will charge you before you ever even use the card.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the
You look
annual
up
fee.
and
Yep,
you owe them some money and you ain't even spend nothing.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep. The activation fees and all of that good stuff. See,
Exactly. You
those,
get the
those.
card come in the mail with
Mhm.
a balance due. I'm like, wait a minute. Charge your mama. Don't charge me. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you ain't lying. What's up, Tina Marie? What's
Shit, I
up,
hate the
Tiffany?
credit cards with the late fees or charges more than a monthly or minimum balance. Like I forgot to make a payment on my Capital One card. They charged me a $40 late fee.
Yep.
The minimum payment is only 26.30.
Hmm.
With the interest included. I'm like, man, I gotta just set this on auto
Right.
because I can't be doing that again.
Excuse me, Supreme. What do you got to say, bro? Like, what you said? Like, oh, anybody paying interest is stupid or something? Okay, elaborate. Let's stop the chat so Supreme could feel like a princess. Say what you
Oh,
got to say, but like, I hate when people do that shit. It's fucking mad people in here. We gotta stop so Supreme could not have his panties in a bunch. What else
Supreme,
you gotta
come on
say,
up here,
Supreme?
Supreme.
What else you gotta say, bro? What else you gotta say, Supreme? Now go quiet. You see this shit?
Wait a minute. He said we don't listen to women. And then he said my name. I guess I ain't women.
But then it's like, okay, like I hate when you skip the chat. So I put back his comment,
Let me go
and
back.
now I said, what? Anybody paying interest on a credit card is stupid. Okay, whatever. So I said, what else do you have to say? Now it go quiet. After we stopped everybody, so Supreme could feel like a man.
He literally hated the way you skip the chats.
I'm throwing everything on the screen. Like, I mean, damn, I ain't know this was the Supreme show. Nah, I'm not on one. Like, it's just like he keeps saying like I'm skipping. I'm not skipping nothing. I'm really not.
He
I'm
said
really
that
not
about 10
skipping
minutes
nothing.
ago. It's a delay. It's a
And
delay. That's all it is.
Jesus Christ, bro. Mm. My bad, y'all. Anybody else? So interest on credit cards, like okay, yeah. So obviously, some of them the interest rates are crazy. Some of them they're not. You don't pay by the due date, you're gonna get a late fee. But everybody know the difference between a due date and the statement date.
Yeah, I know the difference, bro. I know the
yeah.
difference. But can you
So
briefly touch on it if you could?
yeah, so your due date is the date when your minimum payment has to be in. The statement date is when your credit card reports your balance on your credit card to the credit bureaus. So you could pay the minimum by the due date, and then you might, if you have some extra money, you might want to put a little bit more money onto that credit card before the statement date. It makes you look more credit worthy. a little slight hack or whatever. Not really a hack because it's general knowledge. But but yeah,
Have y'all heard about the self card, or do any of y'all have that on y'all use a credit building account? Okay,
I never
you
heard of that.
Ryan.
No, I never heard of that one, demo.
but
What kind of card you say?
the self. You said self card demo.
Yeah, self card. Yeah.
I got a self card. I've used Kickoff. I've done the self credit builder.
Mm-hmm.
I've done all that. My self card, I had put $400 down secured, and I was making my payments. I was keeping the balance low, so
Mm-hmm.
they added onto my secured limit, and I'm able to use 675, and only
Mm-hmm.
400 of it is actually secured. So that's pretty dope to me.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the things I like about it the most is that, the money that you put into it gets reported, to the credit bureau, you know what I'm saying? It helps boost your credit. So like if you agree to a monthly plan of like I did the $35 a month plan for 24 months. I probably do the one that's like either $48 or do like 150 a month. But at the end of that 2 year period, I got the money back. I mean, it was like a $724 kickback or whatever that they
Mhm.
pay back to you, so you just basically getting paid to save your own money and it's helping your credit out at the same time.
Right, right, right. So yeah, obviously they got the loan where you pay yourself, and then they also got the credit card also. So
Hmm.
I've done both. Yeah, most definitely. But so they want you to I think if you pay more per month, I think it's a better look for your credit. Depending on how many payments you trying to add to your credit report and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Tips say yes. The self card is prepaid, so they have a credit builder loan and they have a secure credit card. So that's what we're talking about. Make sure I ain't falling behind. Check. But yeah. So anybody have any of those horrible credit cards?
The
I
The
was
ones with
most
the
about to
horrible one I have is Capital One, if you want to call it
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Capital One.
say.
I got a couple of lines from Capital One.
Yep, and then Cole switched over to Capital One, so now I got 3 lines on Capital One. It's
Mm,
essentially
mm.
because I got a Cole's credit card too.
Oh yeah, that's right. But Capital One, I mean they do put you in a bucket, and it'd be hard to get limit increases and stuff. But I'm talking about like them other ones. What's that? Like them predatory credit cards.
Oh, you talking about with the extremely high
Um,
APRs and
yeah,
stuff?
like first Premier, um,
No,
Not
yeah,
Premier.
Mercury, like
nope.
yeah,
What's that? Indigo? When the one of them called
Indigo,
Indigo?
yep,
Yeah,
Indigo,
Indigo, Indigo, yeah.
Yo, they credit, they interest is like 37%. Like, get that.
It's like spend $1 and give us five. It's like
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
Like
for real.
it's crazy. I
Yeah,
get those emails where they say we found the credit card for you, and I see it. I be like, nope, not interested. I'm cool.
then they try to be like, okay, you get a platinum. Like, man, shut that platinum turd. They be like, oh my god, a platinum turd. I don't
Hmm.
want it. Yeah, same here, Trish. I've had one. I ain't gonna lie to ya. It's just you can't. A lot of times when we trying to build our credit up, get some credit cards, we don't think about where we trying to end up, like our end goal. So like if you try to get a Chase card, you can't have more than 5 new credit cards within 24 months, the past 24 months. So they call that the 524 rule with Chase. But now you got a whole bunch of bull credit cards in your pocket, and now you're trying to get the Chase because you got some good credit now, and then you can't get it. You be like,
Hmm.
man, man, it's some bull.
It's a financial. They bet on that. Like that's kind of what they bank on
Yeah,
for you to kind of slip into those
yeah.
holes, and that's how they stay in business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
got tricked into getting a credit one time. Thought it was
Oh, that's the
Capital
worst
One.
too. That's bad too.
Oh, I
Oh,
hate them.
Hey,
I would
so
want to. Oh, I want to blast them with a long. Oh,
mhm.
mm-mm,
So, hey,
mm-mm.
so Credit One, they get you because the logo kind of look like Capital One, and
Yes.
if you're not keen to your eye, you're gonna be like, oh, Capital One, whoop, gotcha.
Yeah, as soon as
hmm
you fill out the application, they send you the card
With a balance.
with the balance on there. I'm like, I
Yep,
owe you $200. First of all, I have not even used the card.
yep,
hmm
I
yep,
hate Credit One. All
yep.
them belong in hell. Every piece of them with gasoline draws.
Hmm. Yeah, but definitely the go to is the credit unions.
Yeah.
I got
All it is legal loan sharking. That's
yeah,
all it is.
yep,
Legal
hmm
loan sharking.
yep.
Why every time I get up here, Ryan run away? I don't
Every
understand.
time he the one wanted to do the panel. Ain't that something?
I ain't even see him slip off. I just noticed.
No, I
He,
saw it. As soon as it went to three, I said, wait a minute, look at him.
yep.
Look at this him.
Boy, Ryan slick now. It's all good though.
He probably popped back up there. He did
Yeah,
say he was doing something with
yeah,
the kids, I think.
damn what.
Oh, okay.
I mean, for all of that, like one of Ryan Peoples was supposed to join us, cause I could have did this panel earlier.
Hmm
Not for nothing. You think you have good credit till you go buy a house. That process humbled us.
Uh-huh, because then it go by your FICO.
Yeah, yeah.
Your FICO score has to
And
be a
then,
certain. And then even when it comes to that, it depends on which FICO score. Because you
yep,
have the different FICO scores, 8,
yep,
10, 7, 6.
yep.
And so if you're not familiar with that, once you enter into the housing process, you find out, oh, you did all that for nothing
All right,
because it
Mm-hmm.
right,
doesn't count towards anything.
all right.
And for you know it, you have to have so much to put down unless
Mhm.
you're able to come up with the money to buy the equity out of the home. But other than that, you're looking at a good 20%.
Ooh,
Which is crazy.
yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
not, PMI gonna have your PMI gonna have your notes so big you gonna feel like you wished you had saved.
Mm,
hmm
okay,
Cause who want to pay $7,000 a month for a one bedroom and one bath?
right.
Not it. Not it.
Mm,
It's
not even
like, wait a minute, I just bought a economy thing, and I don't even got a whole bathroom in here. You want me to pay $9 million a month? Oh no, that ain't it no nothing.
right, right. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think I would.
absolutely, they dig into your bank accounts. Yeah, they want to see
Mhm.
everything.
Yep,
hmm They go
yep. You
back.
you're spending everything. Yep. So so everybody that's still in the chat, what do you think about ownership versus renting? I know a lot of y'all own homes and stuff like that, but
That's a good topic.
I don't think owning is for me right now. Even just with this situation that I had, at my house that I'm renting with my plumbing and stuff. Like,
I
if I had to pay for that, I don't.
I think that it depends on what your own personal status is. If
Hmm.
you have a family, you don't want to keep throwing your future away, giving the rent to someone else
Right.
because you
Hmm.
have a family and you have progenitors who will be needing that property. So
Right.
at that point, you'll be investing into your future.
Right.
But if you just out here, solo like Dolo, then what I mean, unless you're gonna turn that property into an asset at some point by
Hmm.
renting or what have you, then I mean, what else you're gonna do
Hmm.
with it? Unless you're trying to turn that house into a business,
Hmm.
and then share that space with your business, then there's absolutely no particular reason to have it unless you're looking at it from an investor standpoint.
Mm. That's bars right there.
Yeah, that's mic
Yeah.
drops. Mic drops. For real, for real.
Hey, hold on. I think it all depends on the location, cause yeah, rent is crazy. But I've been I've been renting this house that I'm in for like what 7 8 years now, and I'm
Hmm.
good. Like my rent ain't even $600, so I'm good. I'm cool.
Oh damn, you and that's love right there as far as that. And it has it went up over the course of 7 years, or has it been the same? I mean, 600 ain't bad at all, so I know you ain't
I
complaining,
mean,
but
when I
did you
when I moved in here, it was the rent was 475. Like they really
okay.
just went up on the rent another $100 over the course of these years. So I ain't mad about
Right,
Oh,
right.
you almost renting for free.
it. If you want to call it that, I'll take it.
4, 4, 5, 6 anywhere is a steal.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you live in
Ooh.
a, how can I fix it? Because I felt it coming real strong, and that ain't what I was trying to say.
Right.
Unless you live in a motorhome community,
Okay. I got you. Even
that's when they
some of
get a little,
those. Even some of those is crazy. Like.
oh, ridiculous. Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. But some of those
Mhm.
prefab are better than actual houses.
Yeah, you
Some of
ain't
them.
lying. You
You
ain't
just
lying.
don't have the stability of the foundation.
Mhm.
But for the most part, they can become really, really nice.
Mhm.
They just trash on the outside because you look like you're looking at a barn or something. Or look like I'm about to walk into a trailer and you walk in, it's like, oh, this is nice in here. You
Mhm.
got a hot tub and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, you ain't
So in
lying.
order for you to get something for $600 here in St. Louis, like I'm telling you, it's gonna be so far into like a bad neighborhood or a
Right.
hood. It's gonna be a one bedroom. Like you
Hmm.
definitely not gonna be anywhere where you gonna like have like a large family or any family
Hmm.
for that nature. Like,
Right.
Yeah, you have be sleeping in your kitchen and turn over the pee. One living in one of them places.
right, right, right.
Hey, I don't, you ain't lying though. So, where I'm at, I'm an hour east of Raleigh, in North Carolina. So, it's
Okay.
not a big city or nothing like that.
Hmm.
But I'm good though. I can still get wherever I need to get. But yeah, it's all about the location.
I agree with you
Oh,
on that because, like Jeff
Let's
City,
see. Yeah,
that's about an hour and a half away from here. The rent is like half what it is,
hmm.
here.
Yep. Wanted to buy property. Land is where it's at. Yeah, land is definitely where it's at, Hollow. You ain't lying.
I think location is one of the biggest issues than anything
Right.
because if you have a mansion in the middle of the hood, you asking for your door to get kicked in.
Right.
And so
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter if it's only $200 a month. If you can't keep anything, you move in your house. You
Right.
you
Right.
nodded off on the couch. You woke up on the floor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
On the other hand, it doesn't make sense to get a place that is a tiny, like they have in Manhattan. They have those itty bitty sliver of a place,
Yep.
but you paying
Yep.
astronomical amount
Yep.
of money for rent. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
will you just paying to sleep? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to work to death just to stay in that little sliver of a closet that you got.
Mm-hmm.
Just to say, oh, I
Hmm.
live in Manhattan in a high rise. I'm like, your high rise costs $8,000 a month, and that's on the cheaper end in some cases.
All right.
And so, because you're talking about anything could be $500 or $600 a square foot.
Hmm.
That's true. Very true. Mm. But yeah, yeah, I couldn't do New York anymore. Even if I
Oh
got rich,
man.
I'm not doing it. Even if I got rich, I'm good off of it.
Yeah, for
I think
fun, my
invest.
sister get on Zillow and show me places from. I'm sorry, Tana, I mean cut you. I'll go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was just gonna say in reference to New York, my sister for fun, like she would send me house listings, you know what I'm saying, like in
Mhm.
comparison to what's going on here. And I'd be like, wait a minute, hold on. They
Yeah,
paying $2,500 for this? Like craziness.
yeah, yeah.
I think that the best thing that a person can do is try to invest into some land.
Right. How much
Uh,
is
Hmm.
that?
and
At?
not only buy the land, but buy the mineral rights too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because when you buy the mineral rights, and you just so happen to discover something,
Mm.
it'll belong to you.
Ah.
Or find out if you can purchase minimal mineral rights when you do
Mhm.
buy land in a spot, or if you have some land that's prospect, that you're interested in. Find out if you can purchase mineral rights, because sometimes you can feel like, oh, I'm buying this land and I'm going to purchase the mineral rights, but
Mhm.
then you come to find out that the city owns it, or the state owns it,
Right.
or the county owns it, and then you can't purchase it. So no matter what they find, if something is found, you
Mhm.
own the land, but here it is, they're coming in to extrapolate whatever's on the land, and it
Right.
doesn't benefit you any.
Right.
Right.
Mm.
I
And
could talk
then
about money all day.
yeah, I see. We here learning.
My favorite topic,
Hmm.
I got
Go-
two of them.
Okay. What
Christians,
else?
close your ears, because I'm about to say something deep. It's two things I love to talk about. One of them is money and the other one is hoes. But that's because but that's only because I have seen a lot and know that women have a tendency to advertise everything that a man wants to purchase.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, that's bars. Yes, you ain't lying, Tina. Oh,
Hmm.
oh, we.
Oh, I can go all day.
Mm, mm, mm. All right. And I don't even want to get off topic, but you right about that. And then they got the walking advertisement, and then it's like, oh,
Uh-huh.
you gotta respect me. No, I don't. Like everybody done seen all your goodies. Like,
Hmm.
So use a
uh,
304.
right, right. Wonder why nobody respecting her. But yeah, I digress on that. Holla said, take us to church, Christina. But yeah, what else? All right, buddy. Who's financing a vehicle? That's might as well keep it going.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely playing a note right now.
Okay.
I try to
Listen,
stay away from financing as much as possible,
right,
because the combination of, well, that all depends. That all depends. What is the kind of vehicle that you have?
right,
Because if you're purchasing something used, you're purchasing something that you know is going to have an issue.
right,
Mm-hmm.
If you're buying something relatively new or brand new, it could have an issue, but 9 times out of 10, uh, it's
right.
something manufactured and they'll do a recall.
Warranty, yeah,
Nothing will come
recall,
out of
right,
your pocket necessarily.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but on the other hand, when you're talking about purchasing used vehicles outright,
Mm-hmm,
you know that the vehicle is going to have some issues. However, if it's been maintained properly, then
mm-hmm,
all you have to deal with is the regular maintenance, you know,
right,
getting your
right,
oil change, your tires, things of that nature.
right.
Taking the time to have your uh getting your oh well, that depends on the vehicle too. Because a lot of times, if you just buying you I'd say a $50 car, then you
Mm-hmm,
don't care what you do to it.
right,
If, as long as it gets you from point A to point B, and you can always buy another $50 car. On the
right,
other hand, if you're going to be investing into, let's say, a 745 Li
right.
used, you're asking for trouble. You're
Mm-hmm.
asking for it. Nine
Yeah,
times out of 10, you're close to your warranties running out. Uh, if you're not willing to go to the dealership to have things fixed, then you've already voided warranties in the first place. That's
yep,
number one. If you
yep.
don't know how to fix it yourself, then you
Mm-hmm,
have to pay for someone else to do it. And
mm-hmm,
all of it is expensive. And some things you won't be able to get a hold to without investing a bunch of money as it pertains to, like, just trying to find out what's wrong with it. Like, your OBD2 readers are not going to read the same on an old BMW as they would a Honda, or as they would, a Chevy or something like that,
yep,
you know. And so all of those things you have to take into consideration. What does your budget look like versus what you're trying to do?
right. Yeah, those BMWs, those Audis, all those German cars, they're
Expensive.
Garbage.
very, they're very nice, but a lot of people don't factor in the maintenance on them. And like you said,
At all.
Tina, you can't just take it to old guy down the street to get your car worked on because he'll mess something up in a heartbeat. But yeah, um, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, and
I
I
was
agree with Faith.
mhm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say,
Hmm.
I was forced to finance a car because I lost my car, the Neon that I had. It was
Yeah,
an '05 Dodge Neon. I was gonna ride that thing till the wheels rolled off.
damn
It
right.
wasn't until it was a couple of years ago where I lost it in a flood, and I wasn't even living in like a flood area. It was just like a situation where it was like, I guess, a sewage issue or whatever.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Mm.
like the whole apartment complex flood. I'm talking about up to
right.
the trunk and headlights.
Mm,
I got pictures I shared, but yeah, I lost the car and I was forced to jump back in the game because work and all that and whatnot before we was fully remote. So yeah, I
mm,
wasn't even happy about the decision, but I was like, let me go ahead. And then you got half the city, because it wasn't just my area affected; it was other areas that were affected that were all looking for cars as well. So that I think they really took advantage of that situation too, because they was just like, "Oh yeah,
mm,
we go, we
yeah,
ain't gonna just give it to y'all." So, yeah, so
right, right. What's good, everybody? I see y'all coming into the chat. Uh, Main, it's Denise. What's good, y'all? Well, yeah, like as far as yeah, I know my horror story with my Honda Accord, but I got me a little hoopty right now. I paid $600 for it about 5 years ago, and I drive that mug anywhere. My little Pontiac vibe.
hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. We call them throwaways here. You can go over to Illinois, get you a little throwaway. I have it
Yeah,
for a nice little while.
and like I've been I've been into my own maintenance and stuff. Like I used to see my daddy get ripped off by the mechanic. So, I told the story before, but I knew that I wasn't gonna let nobody be ripping me off when I got older. So I started learning about cars. So hey, I do my own maintenance.
Hey,
And then
that's a dope skill to have, man.
oh yeah. We always talk about having a side hustle or whatever. It's always nice to somebody be like, "Hey, can you fix this for me? Change my brakes for me?" Yeah, I got you. Hey, multiple streams of income, right? That's how you get rich.
Yeah.
Copy traders. Hyundai was the best. Hold on, Hyundai. You talking about I hope you talking about Hyundai Excel. I think that was the only fast Hyundais back in the days. But yeah, I mean I do want me another car, but it just I don't need one. It's all I want. You know what I'm saying? So I could thug it out.
Mhm. What would you get though?
Man, I want me another Honda Accord, bro. Only thing
He said,
though,
okay.
they don't make them in manual transmissions no more though.
Mm,
So they start making them in manuals in
okay.
I think 23 or something like that. But I had to get a 2.0 turbo. 1.5, the motor's too weak to pull a heavy car like the Accord. So
Okay.
they blow a lot of head gaskets on the 1.5s. Yeah, I could talk about cars all day now.
He said, that's my lane.
Yeah, that's me right there. No, not that racing. Okay, hold on. Let's see.
I just wanted to acknowledge Maine entering into the chat. It is your Southern Queen chicken biscuit that is addressing you, sir. So glad that you made it in, and I just wanted to pause for the cause,
I'm
just to let you
fucking
know that I see and am acknowledging you.
weak.
Carry on.
I'm weak.
But I agree with what Faith said a minute ago about if you have your credit together, you can negotiate that note being as low as possible. Uh,
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense to be out here paying $1,000
right,
and 12 and 15 and $2,000 for a vehicle a month. I'm
right.
like, you can't live in the car. If somebody hit it tomorrow, you still can't live in it because they done crunched up the side you'd sleep on.
That's right.
Hmm.
You right.
And then you'd still have to pay for it. I mean, of course, unless you got gap insurance or something, and
Right.
depending on how much you paid on the vehicle, if you
Mhm.
just roll out of the off of the parking lot of the dealership and get hit, gap insurance will not cover you,
Right.
and you will
Hmm.
still owe them that $2,000 a month. So just having your business and finances in order before you make major purchases, I think is just the best thing going forward. Period.
Right.
I agree.
I agree. I agree. That's my bad. I'm trying to keep up with the chat.
I know you good do your thing.
Honda Accord knew when my daughter was 10 with the intention of it being her first car. She started driving and gave it to him, boy, what I wanted. Still looks great and drives well. Oh yeah.
It's a
Can't go
Honda.
can't go wrong
Die
with a
hard.
Hmm.
Honda.
Hmm.
Can't go wrong.
Japanese engineering.
Hmm. Yep.
Hold up, Will. You can find the parts for days.
Yes.
Hmm. Yep.
I think Toyota is the same way.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah,
agree.
Toyota. Oh man. Toyotas are awesome. What's good, EJ? Appreciate you for joining, bro.
I still see the 89 Camrys from back in the matter of
Oh
fact,
yeah,
it
the
wasn't
square
long
one.
ago I saw a
Yeah.
Tercel. I
Oh,
hadn't seen a Tercel in so long. It was still driving.
oh, the hatch.
2025 Toyota Tercel. I
Mm,
was like, wait a minute, they don't even make them no more.
no.
And it was still rolling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Toyotas and Hondas. Oh man, what can we say
But you
about the quality? And you don't even have to
hey,
do too much to maintain them either.
let me tell you something. I thought I was buying something when I got my dream truck, my Ford F-150 Super Crew.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you that from the keys to the gas, I hated it. I hated it. It was always something wrong with that truck.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Wow.
And so I was like, I had to get rid of that thing. It was already expensive. I think I
Right.
was paying like somewhere close to six a month for it, which is nothing in comparison to what they pay for 'em now.
Right.
But it wasn't even six. I think it might have been five something a month. But that was ridiculous. It was utterly ridiculous how that truck was breaking down so often.
Mm-hmm.
It was always something wrong with it. And to this day, I think there are a lot of American vehicles that are like Ford, found on the road dead, but they be still
Yeah.
looking shiny.
Yep. Hey, fix or repair daily.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hey, you ain't lying. Um, Brief intermission. Everybody that's in my chat, yeah. If y'all drop the word link in the chat, it'll drop your channel link. And everybody been behaving lately. Just don't piss him off, please. But yeah.
I
Wow.
had an 89. No, I think it was either 89 or 88. I think I had an 88 Camry for several years. And it
Okay.
was wonderful till it got hit
Mm,
and spun around a couple of times. But other than that, it was nothing wrong with that car. Nothing.
right. Right. Gotta love it. Japanese. Japanese quality. So I got 93 F-150 with a straight six. Best engine they ever made. Yeah, that straight six is pretty bulletproof. I can't even lie on that.
Yeah, the 93. Yeah, once you fast forward to the 2000s, you can
Oh yeah,
forget it.
no, no, no,
Throw
no.
all them in the garbage can. The heritage, yes, but anything no,
Right, right,
no.
right.
And I had a V8 because I like a little muscle.
I know that's right.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if you can't hear my pipes, I ain't driving. No, I still live in the South. You know.
That's true.
Okay.
That's
Hmm.
very true. All right. All right. So let's.
Look at these cowards won't come up to the panel.
I
I'm
know.
calling everybody out. You're scared. You're shaking in your ankles. What's going on? Too real, where you at? What you got going on? I see you in the chat. I don't see your face in the place.
she must not. She must not want no hours. That's all.
Is that what happened?
Antonice don't want no hours.
Look at them. They just waving at one another. They're
Oh,
sad.
hey,
They're
hey,
just sad. They're just sad.
hey.
Won't nobody say nothing.
That's all right. I bet y'all I won't drop the link no more.
Only thing I hate about Honda brand is the tech stays behind. Mm.
Yeah, that's true. Um, so everybody in the chat, do you budget your money? Here go Anthony's 20 minutes later.
You know I'm down the panel. Hit the button then.
Nah, ain't no pause. Nobody said nothing crazy. Hackers just got touch screens. Nah, so the Acura it's the luxury. It's the luxury Honda. That's all it is. The same chassis and everything. It's just the
You know
luxury.
what though? It's only backlogged here
Hmm.
in America.
Right.
Technology is eons ahead
Hmm.
in other countries. But
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you bring that stuff over here to America, it will make the tech over here that we actually have look like garbage noodles.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
If you just look at just some of the vehicles that they have on TV, just doing one of your whatever, and
Hmm.
it's like, what is that?
Right.
Some of the technology that we're just now getting, they had back in the 90s,
Hmm. That's
the
true.
early 2000s,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But because there's a marketing ploy on trying to get as much out of Americans as possible and trying to find a way to monetize all the technology that is basically free that just comes with the car everywhere else, they want
Hmm.
to find a way to bleed the pockets of Americans here when it comes to imports. If they can't make money off of it, you ain't getting it.
Hmm.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Because a lot of things I notice about in other countries, they only want to set prices so high. All that other stuff that's tacked on to it is uh, is the interest and import fees and things of that, dock fees and stuff like that. It's like, what is all of this for? It's tacked on for somebody else down the line that has nothing to do with the manufacturer making their dollars.
Yep.
Oh, she said we just left dinner. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's really sad how greedy the
Hmm.
government is.
That's
You
why you have to get like them. You can, I mean, you have to create your own avenue to make money.
Yeah.
Because if you're waiting on them to give it to you, it's not going to happen. But once you make it to a space where you can compete, then you
hmm
have access to the things that other people don't have access to. They're not going to make the access to the masses because you'll be one of them.
right.
Hmm.
But they're not going to change the way they are because it's elitism and the money keeps you separate.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
not. It's not race. It's none of that. It is the money that keeps you separate. So all you have to do is focus on how do I get the money so I can get the thing that I want.
Hmm.
Right. Right. But then the only thing with that is like I feel like you gotta just keep paying them people so freaking much. You go to work, you pay your taxes. Now you take your money after you pay taxes, and you go and start a business and you make some more money. You gotta pay taxes on that. Like I already paid taxes on this money. Now I'm making some more money off of my money. I gotta pay taxes. I think it's
Right.
all just the system is so like skewed. I really, I really don't like that.
Right. That's
That's
like
why you
property
have to
tax on
come.
the
That's
car.
why you have to break out of the tax bracket where they can
Hmm.
tax you like that.
Hmm.
Because if the focus is not getting out of these tax brackets that either keep you dependent on them or keep you where they can take so much from you, then you won't break into the level of, okay, now I can hire somebody to save some money.
Hmm.
Because
Facts.
that's all they do. They use their money to get people to show them or to protect their assets. It's basically once you get to a certain point, I'm not just buying security guards to watch out for my body.
Right.
I'm purchasing security guards to watch out for my finances.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Because that way they know they're making money off of me and they want to make sure that I continue to make money because they make money off of me.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
It's no different than everybody's your friend when you the one that got it.
You ain't lying.
But everybody will take from you if you don't have anybody there to protect you from everyone taking from you.
Exactly.
Right. Right.
So you either become the predator or you become the prey.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lying. So Harlow said insurance is the biggest scam I've ever seen. Why not if you don't have an accident? Or yeah, why don't you get that money back? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, 'cause I've been paying insurance on my car and like no accident. I mean, somehow for the longest. Even in my Neon, I never had an accident in my Neon. I had that car for 20 years, paying
Exactly.
insurance on it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, what I'm saying? Like, but thank goodness I
Right.
kept insurance and then just dropped down to, the liability or I wouldn't have got any
Right.
money back during that flood. But like Carlos said, one of the biggest scams, I think that and paying like your property tax, every year getting your tax and stuff. Like, why am I being taxed, to purchase a vehicle, and then now y'all taxing me when I don't see how y'all improving the roads or using
Right.
anything,
Right.
in a fashion that be like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable with paying, a couple of $100 every 2 years or so to you be able to
Right.
drive on these roads. I'm
Right.
already paying taxes, like, like,
Yeah. Tax on the vehicle, tax on everything. Like and like you said, the roads be so trash. It's like I gotta pay taxes, then I gotta pay to get my suspension fixed. Like,
right.
Right.
hey, dang, man.
And they quote unquote got a system here that like if you like hit a pothole or something like that, you report it to the city and then you have to, take photographs and do,
Right.
jump through all these hoops. But a lot of times those people don't get paid out. Like my brother tried to go through that process and he still ain't heard back from a pothole that he hit down there a year ago. So it's like
Yeah.
what you supposed to do? Wait a year to get your car fixed? Like that ain't gonna work.
Right. Nah, so that sounded to me like you'll go through the motions, and then obviously you gotta fix your car so you could get around, and then you just gonna say, man, F it, and then they don't gotta
Hmm.
pay you out. They like, oh well, we was processing, and then nah, they know what they doing. They're gonna drag their feet on
Exactly.
the payout.
Oh yeah.
Peace and love, Queen. Uh,
Queen.
Chico,
I
how
mean,
what's
but if
good,
you don't
Queen?
have any money to fight that drag out, then of course they're going to try to
Yep.
drag it out because
Yep.
Yeah.
because it's all about zip codes where
Hmm.
you come from. You know, this like
Hmm.
when she was talking about Harlow was talking about insurance as a scam. You
Hmm.
know, or when Faith was talking about the premiums and going up. You know, and all of that is tied to where you live. They
Hmm.
literally
Hmm.
can go up on your insurance just because your neighbors 2 blocks down had an accident.
Yeah, that's wild. Yep.
And you're like, wait a minute, why is the insurance so high over here? But you see those commercials that say you can get insurance for $24 a month. You're missing out, call us. And it's like, wait
Right.
a minute, hold on. How come mine is $161 a month, but
Mhm.
somebody else is paying 24? But
Yep.
then when you call them, they're like, "You're paying what a month? 161? I can get you some for 123." And then little bit by little
Yep.
bit, it go right back up.
Right
Next thing you
back
know, you
up.
paying
Yep.
$200 a
Exactly.
month.
Yep.
Exactly. That's
So
what happened to me.
yes,
Hmm.
exactly. So you done jumped and skipped and moved and all of that just to be end up paying more than what you were paying at first.
They gonna get it back. Yep.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So as far as with insurance, I don't know if y'all shop on, like, not shop, but if y'all use online for insurance, but if you go
Mhm.
into a brick and mortar, it's gonna be more expensive because they have to pay their rent and mortgage or whatever for the building, and then the people and stuff like that. So I have noticed that it's cheaper to just buy insurance online.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's how y'all do it or not. I
I
just
did mine online, but it was kind of like what Tina was saying, where we
right.
moved and we moved to a nicer neighborhood. The insurance went up a little bit, but like you said, they give you these incentives, and it was
Mhm.
lower like 2 years
Mhm.
ago. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, damn, I'm paying. down there double than what I was with no incidents, no speeding tickets, nothing. But
Mhm.
every 6 months, it's going up $10, it's going up $15, it's going up little by little.
Mhm. Yeah, for real.
Um, mm, I mean, but again, which is crazy that you moved into a nicer neighborhood and the insurance was higher. Um, but
Yeah.
uh, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. But 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 that's the thing about. I would encourage anybody to own the insurance company,
Hmm.
own one, get a team and purchase one. You know, that's something that people don't take into consideration. If as long as you always have a progressive, a State Farm, a
Mhm.
Allstate or whatever, Geico or what have you, and they're going to service who they want to service, how they want to service them.
Mhm.
However, you can take the situation into your own hands
Mhm.
and build as it pertains to uh, the insurance industry and tap into it, and it can be really lucrative. I know people who um, have been in the insurance industry and have been able to make quite a bit of money, just
Mhm.
because they don't have to be on the other side of the table, on the other side of the desk, um,
Mhm.
purchasing. They know the ins and outs as it pertains to insurance. You know, I mean, it goes
Mhm.
back to what I was saying originally. If you can't beat them, join them
Yeah.
True.
and change the system. And you have to ask yourself, how many of us do you see owning uh, these types of facilities? You know,
Exactly.
Yeah. Not a whole lot.
right? You know, and so when it comes to um I think one of the biggest misnomers is people feeling like, oh, we ain't got no money, so we can't do any investing. When I'm like, if y'all wanted to get a party bus, you could.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's true.
If you wanted to throw the biggest block party that anybody has seen and barbecue all the ribs and all of that, you could do that. You could find ways to do what you want to do, but
Right.
then everybody, you know, is pulling straws when it comes to coming together to purchase a business and move forward from that aspect.
Right.
Now, I do understand that you have to
Right.
find like-minded individuals. Everybody is
Mhm.
not, you know, doesn't have the same capacity mentally to even consider owning a real business outside of just sitting somewhere. But, you know, it could be done. It could be done.
Right. Right. Right.
Tina, you saying that it kind of make me think about when I was DJing, kind of by myself, and then like a close friend of mine, he was, saying like maybe we should start a DJ business where, we'll go in on some equipment. Our first couple of gigs would go towards paying for another set of equipment. Then the entire goal or the end goal was to kind of have a DJ service where we were kind of, petitioning out the jobs to other DJs, and where it got to the point where we just had people working underneath us and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
that was, what was written down, but then it got to a point to where, you know, just the vision was lost as far as like what he wanted to do. It went from, but no, we're not gonna buy, the equipment now. Let's
Mhm.
do a few more of this, a few more of that. And it got to the point where I was just like, I don't think me and you on the same timeline, because like we had these goals and now, you want to change, the profit margin and how the split goes and everything else. And I'm just like, I think we might just be better working on our own. You go your way, I go my way, because it's not working out.
I
Right.
think that one of the best things to have is an exit strategy at every level, because you have people that initially will get with you and say, yeah, I think this is a good idea. We should do such and such. But then once it scales or it grows to another point, then it's a thing of well, I think we should do this, I should do that. I'm like, but if you contract every portion of it from beginning to end, when something changes, it's a separate contract. Either they're going to have to buy you out of the contract that you currently have. That
Mm-hmm.
way you can recoup what you put in it, or they're going to have to come up with some separate money to go on this other venture.
Mm-hmm.
Because as long as people leave the focus of what we said initially, it's no longer y'all have the same vision. It's no longer even the same business that's being provided. You
Right.
know.
All right. What's
Peace
up,
and well,
Queen?
peace and wellness. I hear y'all up here complaining about this insurance. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell all y'all something. Until you study and know
Mm-hmm.
what insurance and how it actually works from the
Mm-hmm.
inside out, you gonna be complaining for the rest of your life. Um,
Hmm.
well, what I say to that is, um, I've dealt with people in the insurance realm,
Mm-hmm.
and my advice to people all the time is know what you need to know. You paying more than you need to pay because you don't know how it works. You
Mm-hmm.
paying
Hmm.
more because how many times do your rate go up? I heard my brother Damo. Um I heard him just say, every they 10, $15 you to death every time your policy renew.
Mm-hmm.
Um understand what's going on. I mean, understanding it don't make the rate go down, but if you understand what's going on, you can maybe work around that, right? So, for instance, if it's a particular reason, I mean, we think that insurance is exempt from the economy. We think that insurance is exempt from pretty much everything, but we can go in the grocery store and buy that same bread, loaf of bread that we bought last week and spend $2 more for it this week, and we gonna say, oh, they ripping us off, right? Same thing you say about insurance. So why is that? Why is insurance so much different? Am I defending the insurance industry? Absolutely not. Am I
Right.
telling you you need to get an understanding of what's going on? Absolutely. When you
Right.
look at when you look at how insurance is set up, it's set up to look at you as not just an individual. Insurance has a single line of, so it's based on a rating factor of one thing. So let's give it an example. So
Mm-hmm.
insurance is set up. Let's say you live in this particular area, place. You got to drive this particular car. You're of a particular age, all of that, and this is the rate for that particular thing. But then, so it's let's say it's the going rate is $5,000 for a policy for 6 months. We talking about
Mm-hmm.
auto insurance right now.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So let's say it's $5,000 for 6 months. But Tina has, and I'm using you, sister.
Hmm.
uh, Tina has an excellent driving history. That's a discount. Tina has, in the last 5 years, have not made any claims. That's a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Tina owns her home. They threw that in as a discount, not as a multi-policy discount, as just a discount. They
Mm-hmm.
and Tina is um, a college graduate. They threw that in as a rating factor.
Hmm.
Uh, Tina's credit score doesn't have anything to do with it, but people think it do. But Tina's insurance score looked good because Tina didn't go to 5 different insurance companies in the past every 6 months to the policy renew. So now she got a whole nother situation going on with that. So
Mm-hmm.
she has loyalty. So she getting a discount for that. So now Tina's paying for that $5,000 policy. She's only paying 1,500 because
Got it.
all of that has taken it down. But now you
Mm-hmm.
got um Damo,
Mm-hmm.
same area, same location, maybe even the same car.
Mm-hmm.
He's a different age. He's a male. That makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hmm.
he has a ticket that was 2 years ago. He has he's been every year he's switching his insurance company. That's insurance score. You live in your particular zip code is right next door to where Tina lived, but your zip code is different. And everybody in your area, they've been making claims for their car being stolen, and they've been running the red light
Mm-hmm.
that's right there on the corner in that area. You have to understand everything is a rating factor that goes into insurance. You will never ever be able to figure that out. And as many times as somebody try to explain to you when you call in, like, why my rate so high? You're going to hear the same thing over and over again. Well, it's about other people who drive and live in your area that has this situation going on. So this is not just my experience. This is what I know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and, and that's how insurance works. So when you start to understand that, you need to make better decisions. Instead of when your rate go up 2, 3, um, 15, $20, instead of jumping ship, remember there's an insurance score that plays a part. So let's be smart. Do we do that when we trying to get our credit score together? Do we go spend more money so our debt to income ratio go take our score down, or do we do something different to try to make that score go up, and so they can benefit us? It's the same thing in insurance. You just got to understand it. That's all. That's what I wanted to say. I probably want to say more, but I'm gonna be quiet right now.
Nah, Queen, I'm so glad you said that because you know what? I was always told by people that, you got to keep these insurance companies honest. You need to be, searching for, a new policy every 6 months. And even though I've stayed with Geico for years, that's just what I've heard from a lot of people. Like, keep them honest. Every 6 months we should be looking for another policy. But what you saying is making a lot of sense.
And
Yeah.
what you're saying, I'm not saying don't shop. Let me understand. Let me say this. I don't say who I have, but I've been with them for 19 years. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
understand this.
Dang.
Understand this. You have to know what you can do. These are options that you have. Being
Mm-hmm.
with a company, as long as you've been with Geico, you need to be talking to them because that's a huge company. That ain't mom and pop shop on the corner, like how Elevated was just talking about the brick and mortar that they sit in the office and they gonna call you up and say, "Hey, I see you on your home," and they want to bundle. Geico not about to do that. Okay, they're not about to do that. So you need to be the voice that call in and say to Geico, "Hey, you know what? My rate's been going up every 6 months. I want to know what it is y'all can do for me. I've been a customer here for XYZ amount of time. Can you give me a policy review? Ask for a policy review because
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, because you sit in these companies, you don't even call and change your address. You get married, you don't even call and tell them that now you're married. You don't even call and tell them your situation changes. Now, sometimes you do these policy reviews, and it can turn around and cost you more money. But what I will tell you is without a policy review, if you read your actual policy, and I don't care who you have for insurance, if you read your policy says that you're responsible for this is your part. This is your responsibility in your policy. You're responsible to um, keep your policy up to date and accurate. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't and you have a claim just on GP, because insurance is not in the business to pay claims. They're not in the business to pay claims. They're in the business to make money.
Make money,
Okay.
right?
So if you think they want to pay your claim, they don't. But if you give them a reason not to, they can. If they decide to want to pay it, if they can go find any little glitch. That's why you need to know be paying all this money every month or every 6 months or however you pay your policy, and then you
Mm-hmm.
have a claim and they deny it, and then you pissed. You like they gonna deny my claim because they said that they wasn't rating me at the right address because I ain't changed my address. But you just said the words. You didn't change your address. And now that you've been getting billed for another policy for a place where you didn't even live, they rating you for a vehicle and you've been paying for a policy, and they decided that because that policy actually says it. Read the policy jacket, y'all. Read that information in there. It literally says that you're responsible for keeping your policy up to date and accurate. Not
Mm-hmm.
doing so can result in denial of a claim should you have a claim. So make sure y'all doing that. Also ask for that policy review, like I was telling you, Damo. Tell them that's what you want. You know that's what you want. But then when they get to a point and they say, "Well, I'm looking at it and everything look good," say, "Hey, you know what? Can you requote me?" for a new policy, right there
Right.
with the same
Right,
company.
right.
Can you requote me? I
Mm.
want to see what it is if you requote me. And if they don't want to requote you, go online and requote yourself because you can requote yourself for Geico. If I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
so go on there and quote yourself. Then when you get that quote and it come in cheaper, call
Mm.
them up and say, "Hey, I did a quote online. Guess what? The only thing they could do is say, and you want to buy it, you buy it, and then tell them to cancel your other policy, and you tell them you want to make sure you keep your standing with them, all of your tenure, all of that information, because that is a if you've been with them for a long time, that's that insurance score." I see Chip in the house. Happy solar retirement,
Hey.
Salute,
brother.
salute, 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 salute. Man, listen, y'all speaking my language. You talking about somebody who I did finances for 20 plus years.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this right with insurance. So I'll just ask y'all a question. What's the most important thing in your life to you? And
My
that's
kids.
anybody. Anybody can answer. What's the most important thing in your life to you?
My kids.
Health,
Life in my
Help, help, family.
health.
Yeah. We'll hear the same thing. So why is it that
family.
we pay higher for car insurance than you pay for your life insurance? If your life the most important thing to you, why are
Mm.
you paying more for your car insurance than you paying for your life insurance?
Ah,
Dang.
yes. Talk about it, Chip.
Uh,
Come on.
Dang.
Break it
Mm-hmm.
See,
down for him.
when I talk to people, right? I sit down and I ask them several questions. I ask them, do they know what insurance is? Like, what is it for? So
Mm.
when insurance first came out, right? Insurance is to protect your valuables. So at that
Mm-hmm.
time, it wasn't called life insurance. It was called death insurance because at the time, cattle, stock, that was people's livelihood. That's how they made their living,
Mhm.
right? So the thing is though, death insurance sounds very superstitious.
Right.
Ain't nobody getting. You're not going to sell me. I don't want to get no death insurance for myself. Even though technically that's how you get paid
Right.
from a life insurance policy. You got to, die. So when they changed the name to life insurance, it made people believe that hey, you're gonna live longer if you get this life insurance policy. But
Mhm.
the if we all, and I'm saying our people, if we was to sit down and really think, the fastest way to increase your family's net worth is through a life insurance policy.
Yes.
So right now, at your age, let's just say you 21 years old, right? You
Mhm.
had your first child, whatever the case may be. $1 million life insurance policy for you might be what, $21, $21 a month for $1 million in coverage. The thing is, we don't have nobody talking to us about generational wealth. We don't have nobody sitting down and explaining to us that, hey, listen, if you get $1 million policy, you ain't gotta spend the $1 million policy. You can actually transfer that over into any form of a savings account and have the interest pay your family as if you were still there. Let them live off the interest. That pays them 100,000 a year. The average person could live off 100,000 a year in interest. The problem is that we don't have people who take the time to really sit down with us and coach us financially.
Right.
Uh, Now let's go with car insurance, homeowners insurance. All I can't, but by law I can't really say insurance companies' names, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna say phrases that you'll understand. You know, the people that say that they're like a rock, or the
Mhm.
one that got the little lizard running around.
Yep.
You know, the you're in good hands. Those
Yep.
people right there, right?
Mhm.
when you look at a natural disaster, like let's say 9/11, go back and check the history. None of them people in that building got paid off of a life insurance policy. They got paid through GoFundMe's,
That's
even though their job gave them life insurance. Why? And anybody, why is it that nobody? I mean, no company came and bragged and said, you know what? When 9/11 hit, our company paid out the most death claims. Not the firefighters, not the police officers,
wow.
whoever lost their life during that. They didn't get paid off for life insurance. Most life insurance policies do not cover acts of terror.
Mm.
And they definitely will not cover suicide. So those people that was jumping from the building, you on TV and you jump from the building, they don't care what the circumstance was, you jump. That's a suicide act. They're not paying your family out.
Mm.
So again, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not against insurance. I believe in the old cliche of while you're young, get as much that you can get for the low price. But while you're young, everything else is young. Your kids is young, so on and so forth. So they need 100% of your income. When you get older, your kids is older. They don't need 100% of your income no more. So now you just probably need something to per se bury you. You know, if you go that route
Mm.
per se. Uh Again though, start saving some money. Start getting with some individuals that can tell you about some accounts that's yielding high rates of return so that your money could double for you faster while you're saving it. Because
Mhm.
other than that, the average person depending banking on like a 401k, you know, honestly, in you're gonna be obsolete.
Yeah.
Your 401k is at a cap. You get over 15,000 in there, you had a 50% tax penalty. There's no way on this earth you can live off a half of that. You can't.
All right.
But if they don't offer you nothing else on your job or on, through your employers, and all you're hearing is get a 401k, get a 401k, get a 401k, that's your retirement account. Like, we need some help. So again, I'm gonna start giving financial coaching throughout these times on social media because we need the help. A lot of us need the go to. We need where we could allocate funds and so on and so forth to help our family.
All right.
I'm get cussed out. You on live again? La, 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 la. Yeah, you on live again? You supposed to be? But yeah, I ain't want to bore you to death. But listen,
You right, Chip, though. You right.
y'all doing an awesome job. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, yeah. My wife, she like, why you ain't telling them I'm a licensed agent? Yes, she's licensed, of course. Like, that's another thing. For anybody that's hurting on income, go get your state might offer the life and health insurances in at you can get what we call uh, um what is that called? Your temporary license, right? Which and especially in Georgia, they offer your temporary license. Or if your temporary license, you can go work for State Farm, Progressive, Allstate, whoever, and get paid off of policies. Period. Without knowing how to do insurance. While you waiting to take the exam.
Mm.
Sit at home giving quotes over the phone.
Mhm.
But again, if nobody's helping us get these employment opportunities, we kind of lost. But I got y'all though. I promise. Hey Queen,
Peace and love, Chip.
peace and love. I appreciate you.
Happy solar return.
I
My brother
appreciate you.
50. I hope you 50. I hope you already had that life policy in place because it's gonna cost you a grip now.
Listen, uh, one thing the people I got around. What are you? Oh, okay. The people that coach me financially, right? So there's a company. I'll say their name. Uh, for years I worked for them.
Me
Comerica.
too. Me too.
I trained. I learned. I became a regional vice president with their company. Now, some you're gonna hear people say, "Man, it's a pyramid scheme. It's a this. It's a that. It's a this." One thing I will say about Comerica, they help you get your state license, and with your state licenses, it ain't but so much scam or schemes you can do under state license.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta follow, SEC and everybody else.
Mm.
Um, with my licenses, right, I was able to go from poverty to over 100K a year.
Mm.
That's a
That's
that's a
nice.
fact.
Yeah.
But the making the money ain't what I liked about them. How to save the money. So if you make it 8,000 a month, but you able to save 2,000 a month,
Hmm.
y'all can do the math with me.
Right.
If you're able to physically save $2,000 every single month,
For
Mhm.
25%.
Yeah.
And you can stick it in a an investment vehicle and make more money.
you could grab yourself an annuity. You can grab yourself a
Mm,
ton of things to
yeah.
to
IRAs, depending on
Mhm.
what your capped income is. Yep.
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
the problem is, right, we working on these jobs that won't allow us to accumulate
Anything.
enough to really pay our bills and
Hmm.
then save on that aspect.
But it's also on you too. When you say, Chip, the fact that you're living beyond your means. Because if
That's
you
it.
actually
That's
have a job that pays you XYZ, then why
Yeah.
is it that you have something that's debt or things that are more than that?
All right.
So I think living beyond our means is also an issue.
Yeah.
In some cases, because I do believe that lifestyle creep
Yep.
sometimes is not necessarily because they're living beyond their means, but so much as I now have the opportunity to live within these means because that's when you're not making enough but
Hmm.
you just got an increase, so now I can actually pay the phone bill on time and pay the whole phone bill. So it's things of that nature that when you're in poverty it looks like you're living beyond your means, but being in poverty keeps you in a cycle of I'm only making just enough to do what I can do within this box.
Mm.
That's a perfect way to look at it for sure. That's
Mm.
definitely another angle that I would say that you can look at that way as well. When I speak, I guess I think beyond. I was thinking more so that a person is got more. I wasn't thinking about their necessities. I was thinking of people that have more debt than they have, and I'm talking about debt. I'm not talking about paying the phone bill, gas, lights, water, and just trying to keep those things on the even keel. But they got extra. They got car note. They got,
Mhm.
and I think those are things that can be avoided. And that's
Mhm.
just my thought process. But people
All right.
use these things and get car notes and get those things. We already talked about insurance being extra high, and people need their vehicles to get to these places of work that they, me, I call it the plantation. You got to get there. So
Mhm.
these days you can work from home. But to look at it from where you're talking about, Tina, I think that was Tina talking. Wasn't that Tina talking?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, it was me.
Okay, sis. Looking at it like that, you're right. You are absolutely correct. That can
And
be looked at that way. Mm,
the only reason why I made mention of that is because not everyone is making 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year.
right.
They don't have
Right.
that kind of income. So what looks like living beyond your means to a
Mm-hmm.
person that is making that kind of money, then you would say, "Oh, you're being wasteful." But when you're not making that kind of money, if I'm just hitting 30 or 40 or 50, I'm barely making it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because one major incident can cause everything to flip on its head. You have something going on with your body, something going on with your car, and then all of your savings gets wiped out. So there are things that's why I always try to tell people to look for the avenues that will increase your income first, and then you can look into, now I can make investments. Now I can do some savings. Because if you don't deal with those initial things, as you said, working on the plantation is
Mm-hmm.
not there so you can
Mm-mm.
succeed or thrive. It's
Never.
only there to give you just enough for you to keep coming back, because that's what you're surviving off of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there are
Mm-hmm.
so many people with the survivor's mentality because they've been stuck on these plantations.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
I agree with that.
it's crazy that all our life we've kind of been taught to be professional borrowers. So even when you do get a good job, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We'll brag. Listen, I make 80,000 a year. Let's look at that. Or for
Mm-hmm.
80,000 a year, how much you bring home? What's your what is the take home? You
And you,
Hmm.
under
but you
six.
still living like you
You
making 50
hold on,
and
now
living
watch this.
the same
You got
means.
80,000 is what they telling you,
Mm,
Hmm.
but you only touching maybe 53,000,
mm,
Right.
Hmm.
maybe. But
Right.
everything you're getting based on your
The
gross
80.
income.
The
When you
80.
Yes.
get your
Yep.
house, your gross income. Your
yep.
Right.
car,
Hmm.
your gross income. Your
Mhm.
credit cards, your gross income.
Yep.
Everything is based on your gross that you ain't never touching.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which is the craziest thing in the world.
We just we all need help. Per se, even
Mhm.
myself. Like I'm a recovering addict,
Mm,
addicted to uh flashiness. If you want to say it that way, addicted to
Mhm.
living above my means. Right. That is a high recipe for destruction. When you sit down
mm-hmm.
and always keep telling yourself, I deserve the finer things,
Hmm,
and you kind of finagle things to get the finer things. That's recipe for disaster here and there. Uh
Yep.
Again, if we, us, all of us, with the information that we know and we share, we network, so on and so forth, we can change the cycle. It's just going to take all of us, though. It's going to take every single one of
Yes.
us to really go after it on that aspect.
What I
Mhm.
do for myself, just to kind of throw it out there, um, the more I actually make, the less I spend. I don't go get something because I got something else. I got more. The more I get, the more I have. Because I rather see the surplus, and I rather any. For the longest time, I didn't even have credit cards because I felt like I wasn't disciplined enough either.
Mhm.
And then it got to a point where I did. I got some credit cards, but I was afraid to use them. Honestly, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want
Mhm.
to owe nobody nothing. I don't want to owe money. I don't want to. I don't want to have to pay. I only want to pay the things I have to pay. When I look at my bills, I want to see that it's only lights, gas, water, and housing. That's it. I mean, of course, your cell phone bill. I said, that's it. I don't want nothing else.
Mhm.
But then you begin to say, well, I like that. I deserve thing. Um, and so it's hard to discipline. But for myself, I literally start to decrease everything as I get more. Because if you have that
Mhm.
mentality, then you will always have a surplus. But I wanna figure out this thing. Tina just said, just it's bothering me really bad because I wasn't thinking about it like that. And I actually know people in those kind of situations that where they just barely they can't even get above water because they always like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Always.
Hmm.
Always.
Right.
Always. Always. What about those people? Trish had a great question in there. Like what is
Hmm.
40K a lot in this? 40K is a lot in this a lot of situations. I don't. It
Can I
depends.
speak? I
Where
would
you live.
I would love to speak to that because this is something that I think about it, with the mindset of 40K is enough.
Mm,
Unless you don't plan on moving from where you are. If
mhm,
you are prepared with that 40K for nothing to go up as far as utilities, nothing to go up as far as rent is concerned, nothing to become more expensive as far as taxes are concerned, nothing to be more expensive as it relates to life in general. If none of those things can be affected, then 40K may be good. But if you factor in the fact that life becomes more expensive the
mhm.
older you get, the more the time progresses.
Yep.
What used to be a town that looked like nothing but country and trees and dust and whatnot now is a thriving city in an urban place that costs more than it did when it was just a farm and some apple trees back there. So
Mhm,
all of those things have to be taken into consideration. Are you prepared for your future? While 40 is okay for right this moment, we're not talking about living for today. We're talking about living beyond this moment into what does 5 years from now look like? What does your financial landscape look like 10 years from now? If something happens and you're no longer making that 40K, can you live somewhere else
Mm,
with that same amount of money if you can't live where you are now?
mhm.
mm,
Those things have to be taken into consideration.
mm,
You can have a natural disaster and can't live where you've been living.
Yep.
Are you prepared to go somewhere else with what you have? And if you have to say no to any of those, then you may want to rethink, you know, where your mind is as it relates to this is enough.
Mhm.
Mm.
Dang.
That's
Yeah,
real
that
talk
makes sense.
because
That makes sense.
everything is increasing. Everything is increasing and it does change over time. She just mentioned rent. I moved from Michigan to North Carolina, so
Mhm,
I was renting here. Well, I do rent here, and in my first year, they went up on the rent $160.
Mm.
That
mhm,
I negotiated because I was in real estate. So I said, well, let me see if I can negotiate. Most people, that's the other thing. That's what I'm talking about. Know what you can do and you can't do. People either gonna roll over and fit and roll over and do it. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna go, okay, well, I guess it's $160 extra dollars. I can't move right now. I'm gonna pay it, right? Not me.
mhm.
I got them down to 120, but that still was a lot. You know what I mean? It
Right.
still was a lot.
Right.
Um, and so the next year after that, they went up $110. The
Mm,
next year after that, by the time it was all said and done, by the time I moved from that place, which just happened recently,
mhm.
I had paid over additional 500 something dollars extra
Ooh,
per month, and I had
sheesh.
only been there 4 years.
Mm.
Okay, all right. So I'm just saying
Mm,
she's right. Because guess what? They qualified me off of what I was making. How do they didn't even requalify me to see if I could even pay that when they raised the rent. So because they didn't care. They was like, either you pay
Mm-hmm.
it or you get out.
dang.
You get what I mean? Like Tina, she on point with that. Like
Right. Right.
if I couldn't stay where I was.
Mhm,
If I wanted to pay that extra $500, then
mhm.
like because it kept going up and I was like, it's gonna keep going up.
Right.
So I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna go see if I can find somewhere. Actually, I wanted to find somewhere cheaper, but I put that higher stake on it to go and look for some place at the higher rate, in hopes to get something less.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Right.
wasn't even about it was the principle of the thing that y'all just kept going up, like it almost like car insurance, y'all. But it was on an
Right.
annual basis. It was bad. It was bad. But that shows you. I mean, if I was making 40,000 and I could afford to live there when I first moved there, when they went up that first $160, that probably
Right.
put me out the ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Matter, matter of fact, I got one for y'all. So, and this is this is recent. Um, I'm not going to name the particular company, but we got car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Now some of my children went and got their permits, went and got their driver's license.
Mm,
Unbeknown to myself, uh, we get a letter that your insurance is now going up. It was probably like an extra five, maybe $600.
yep.
Just because one of them had their license
Hmm.
and the other person had
A
a
permit.
permit.
Hmm.
And they told us, well, listen, you can't list them as an excluded driver.
What state you in?
I'm in Maryland.
Yes, you can.
No, they said it depends on the insurance company.
Oh,
Yeah, it
Wow.
does depend on the insurance
So,
company.
no, because I
so
was getting
let's
to
just
say,
say
no, I know
we,
my stuff. Oh my.
my loyalty with that company vanished, and we took our business elsewhere. You're not gonna tell me somebody that's not driving my vehicle. Uh, I can't list as an exclusion on as an excluded driver. He told me I had to. You have
You
to
was
add
gonna
them.
pay to exclude them too, though. You know that, right?
Listen,
You thought you were gonna exclude them, but there still was gonna be a surcharge for the exclusion.
can't say
That's
the
what
chocolate
that's what
company
would have
that yeah, I
happened.
never had them.
But
The
that
little
goes
lizard
back to reading
company,
that
I ain't had
policy,
an
Chip.
issue. But when
That
I
goes
got
back
with
to reading
them,
that policy. You're supposed to list anyone in the household who has a license and or permit on the policy. It says that. Read your policy. So that when
uh,
you don't, and they send you that letter and it says, "Hey, we see that you have XYZ in your household, and we see that you have this person. Do these
Mm.
people live in your household? If you don't respond to this letter, it literally says this. If you don't respond to this letter, we will add them to the policy and it can increase your premium. Then
no,
what do you
no,
do? You don't
no, I
respond
said
until they increase your premium.
here's what's crazy. One of the individuals, matter of fact, she was on my platform. My daughter Sha, she moved to Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
She worked for that company, and she lives in Atlanta. But her driver license, right? She has
Mm-hmm.
a Maryland driver license at the time. She just switched over to Atlanta uh,
Mm-hmm.
license, and they still said our records show. So you need to get from her XYZ, XYZ, XYZ,
Hmm.
or you
Wow.
gonna pay for her,
Hmm.
even though she got her own car and her own insurance policy.
Wow.
You're justifying what you think should be the way that you want it to be, but you understand that the company that may make sense to you or even have all the not. That's we going against the grain when you doing that. Like you could be
Mhm.
upset about it, but the rule of thumb is that how that's how it works. You get what I'm saying? If that's not the company you want to be with, then you should
Well, yeah,
exit the building.
that's why I took my services
Yeah,
elsewhere
you should. I
because
mean, seriously,
that
that's
was
I'm serious.
crazy.
You can't abide by what they telling you to do, then you have to exit the building. You have to because what you fighting? They're not gonna change the rules for you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
They're not gonna change the rules for you. They just not. They definitely ain't gonna change it for me.
Right.
Yeah,
How many youthful drivers you got left, Chip?
Uh, um, really one. And she just got her permit. She about to, she
Oh,
about to go to
okay.
driving school. So and
Whew.
again,
You about to be taxed. Oh my gosh.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Your
yeah.
And
So
Your
then
babies gonna do
the
what you
grandbaby gonna be up there soon.
let's
yeah, yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, before you know it. I paid. I had 4 kids. I had twins. How about that? Y'all
Ooh,
walk on that at the same time.
Mm.
dang,
Mm-hmm.
dang.
Mm-hmm. Think about that. Just think about it. Just don't talk about it. Just think about it
Yeah.
for a minute.
Nah, you got
It,
it, Queen. Queen
it's
one.
crazy that if even if the kids work and have their own situations going on and have their own policy, that they still want you to pay on your policy for them to be insured. Like they have insurance.
Only if
So
their insurance is through that company. Like, well, I don't know about. I can't say the people's names. I guess because I don't know why you want to say the names. For I mean, I ain't gonna say no names either.
Right.
no, well, that's because I'm licensed. So by law,
Oh,
when you take your insurances exam and stuff like that, defamation, that is one of the things that
oh,
will get you flagged,
oh,
per se. So I can't really speak bad on a particular company. I
okay,
could speak bad on policies though. So
Mm.
okay. Well, with that being
if
said, then
yeah,
whoever you with, whoever you with, uh, just find out what their policy is. That's what I was saying. Whoever you with, know your policy. Know what your policy say for the company you with, and you can
Mhm.
get around those things. You could avoid all the headache, all of them telling you what you can and can't do, and who you can add
Right.
and don't add, and not be on the policy, and who could be on the policy, all of that. And when you have your kids and they get their own policy, if they're with the same company you're with, they do not have to be on your policy, but you're actually doing your children a disservice by not putting them on your policy, because insurance is based on experience in insurance. Again, that insurance credit score. You're
that,
building their
that,
score, just like when you throw them on your credit card, but you don't give them the card. You
yeah,
actually
no,
you
that's
actually
that's
build their
automatic. All
credit.
of them is on
Okay,
all of them
it's
is
the
on my
same
card.
thing with insurance. It's the same thing with
Mhm.
auto insurance, because with when you go to get insurance without insurance, it costs you more. But when you have at least a 6 month policy, I mean a 6 month experience of insurance, you can get a little less rate than you would if you coming straight out the gate. Now you just don't put them on the policy and then tell them to go get their own policy. They losing out because you have a home, probably. I don't know. You probably got
Yeah,
multiple
that,
vehicles. Um, so you've got discounts that you qualify on your policy, but you sticking them over there where they don't get to claim a home. They're not a homeowner. They ain't got more than one car on their policy, and they ain't got no insurance background. So you just stuck them over here to having the policy, and you threw them out there. And we just talked about family.
no,
We just
here's the
talked about
thing.
looking out for our family. You get a life
It
policy to
is
look out for
they
your kids
work
when
for the
they
company,
gone.
so they have insurance do you know what I mean? Like they work. She worked for this company. That same company with Jake, she worked for them.
Okay, so this is the
You
this
see
is the
what I
one that's
mean?
got the license.
She
Okay,
yeah, she's licensed. She got her property and casualty license.
Mhm.
this is
Damn.
the one with
You
Jake.
know what I mean? So why, if this is your employee, why are you sitting there saying, your parent who you moved out of their premises, we see that you have your own policy. Why are you still talking about you gonna raise mine? Like, why? Don't force me to. You're a grown woman. She got a child. You about to be. Listen,
But
I did
you
my
got to
part.
think about them knowing what you know. You know that they don't know nothing about you.
Mhm.
Listen, United States of America, they need to know that. Listen, when you take that
They don't
exam,
know. They only going by the information they got, and when they asked you about it, you didn't respond. Chip.
no, we did. We did. That was even the crazier part. Like, all your they said listen, we understand what you're saying, sir, but this is a state to state, different insurance companies. It depends on what state it's particularly in, and they have the right to make their own choice. So if you're with that one with Jake, they can pick and choose depending on what state you in, what laws they gonna implement from what laws they not gonna implement. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay. No, no
every
problem.
state is different. Every state is different. Every state is different. I don't know if you lived in the other state except for Maryland and had insurance, but I've lived in
Shit,
uh
I lived in New York.
oh,
That's even worse. That's
oh no, that's a
worse
whole
than
nother
worse.
that's a whole nother animal. Um you don't even want to
The
touch
worse than worse.
I don't even want to talk about New York. That's scary. Um Maryland high too though, but so is Michigan, right?
Mm,
Michigan got a whole nother uh game too where Michigan plays out with they have PIP and which is personal injury protection. They got all of that playing in the part. But when I came to North Carolina, none of that had a issue. I paid when I came to North Carolina. I paid for 6 months. I paid my premium in full, and it was the price of a 1 month premium
mhm.
in 1 month
Yep.
Mm.
in Michigan. One,
Yep.
yep. I mean, and I'm not exaggerating. I think it was a $2 difference. I had paid $2 more for my insurance for the whole 6 months than I was paying each month in Michigan. So, and that's all about that personal injury protection. And then it's a no fault state, which means it does not that your insurance covers you and the other person's insurance covers them unless there's a lawsuit where somebody sues someone and then they can sue you for, and it's called subrogation. Really, the insurance company is supposed to go against each other on that, go settle
Mhm.
that amongst each other. But that usually, unless you enforce it, half the time that don't even happen. You
Mhm.
just end up with that's what I'm telling you. You gotta know, you got to know what's going on. If you don't, and that's what I be trying to tell my peoples. That's why I got up here elevated,
Mhm.
because I be wanting my people to know. Like
Right.
it's important to know your stuff.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, this was a wonderful topic, my brother. I appreciate y'all. Let me go on and go lay it down. Y'all have a great. I'll be the chat. Salute to y'all. Let me get it going for. Cause I
Go ahead, Chip, man. Go
anyway
ahead, bro.
love y'all. I'll
Peace
catch
and
y'all the
Salute,
next one.
All right,
love.
Chip.
chill.
Salute,
Appreciate the
Chip.
gems, my guy.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Much respect, peace, and blessings.
I was dancing with you, Chip, on your solar return.
I know,
Oh yeah,
right?
they was jamming, wasn't
Oh
it?
my God. I was
I was at
out
the
my
gym. I was
up
like,
out my
okay.
seat.
Yeah, Chip better stop playing. He better go ahead and lay it down. He be
and,
he be playing with
and
danger.
All right, Miss Chip gonna get
Miss Chip.
Mrs. Chip, right?
him.
She like, don't be calling me no Miss Chip.
All right, I better put some respect on it. Put that missus on there.
Don't be calling, don't be associating me nothing to Chip. He need to get his butt off of the YouTube and in this
In
bed.
his
Good night.
bed, right? Right. Oh
It's
man.
family time. Dang, that's crazy. But this
So,
was great. Thanks for having me up here. Tina,
of
I
course.
loved kicking it with you, sister.
Oh man,
Um,
too nice.
Damo,
Likewise.
I love you, my brother. And actually, this
Right.
was crazy. Is I saw you elevated, and so I stopped on the channel.
Right.
But Damo was talking, but my phone's so little I couldn't see who was up there. But I heard the voice. I was like, "That's Damo." I know his voice anywhere. Yes,
Right,
but
right.
y'all have a beautiful night. I'm still in the background down here in the chat.
Okay, Queen. Thank you for
Okay.
joining us.
Yep.
Hey, appreciate
Peace and
you.
love, y'all.
You dropping gems too. Peace and love.
Oh yeah, yeah. We was just kicking the breeze, and then we got some gems. Like that was beautiful.
Man, it got yeah. See how this all came together? Like we
Right,
had, it planned to go in one direction with somebody, and then I think we got
right.
the
No
best
thanks,
result, like
no
organic,
thanks
like.
to Ryan.
It was
Nah,
a
let me stop.
setup. It was a
Let me
setup.
stop. Let me stop. But one of Ryan's peoples was supposed to join the panel with us, like he said, but it's all good. We still made some work shake, so I ain't mad about it.
Hmm. Yeah,
You
that
know,
was that was highly informative.
yeah, I definitely could have came a little bit more prepared, but whatever.
I mean, it's
Hey, there's
just good
always
to
the
have
next time to part
intelligence on
two.
the fly. I'm
Right.
sorry, say
Exactly.
that again.
So why don't y'all go ahead? Why don't y'all
What?
talk?
I was waiting on him. I was trying to figure out what he
Oh
said.
no, I was agreeing with you. I said exactly because I was like, because you came on here and you dropped a lot of gems as well.
Right.
Like it kind of
Yep.
just kind of started with you,
Right.
and then it just picked up when you came on here. So I definitely I'm pretty sure Elevated do appreciate your insight and stuff. Cause like you
Most
said, you can talk
definitely.
about it all day. So yeah, like you was very informative as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because I feel like we need to increase.
Right.
Uh, period.
Right.
You know, full stop. It's one of those things where I'm like, the solution to most of the things that we have to gripe about is just the lack of knowledge. We don't know
I
what
agree.
to do to change our situation. We have the desire for that change, but don't know
Hmm.
what to do to go at it to make those proper changes.
Right. I
And so when
agree.
you have like-minded people, they not only desire change and have made some changes in their own lives, but they don't mind sharing what they did or their
Right.
knowledge so
Right.
somebody else can get out of the hole they're in,
Right.
you know.
Right. So a lot of times, to piggyback off what you said, seeing a lot of people they try to gatekeep, and that's the crab in the bucket mentality, and it might even be something that somebody taught them, like without them actually having to do research and put in the groundwork or the footwork, I should say. And this is why we're trying to do this type of thing. We're trying to just share the information with each other. Why gatekeep when we can help our fellow brothers and sisters out? That's the way I feel.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Right, right, right. So,
But at the same time, I don't even think people understand how the principle works, whether you
mhm,
believe in scripture or not.
right,
Give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give unto your bosom. It's one of those things when you're willing to give out to somebody else,
hmm,
somebody's willing to give to you. They're
right,
they're looking like, you know what, I know I see what you're doing, I like what you're doing. Let me invest into you
hmm,
so you can continue to go because you get something back whenever you giving something, and
right,
it doesn't have to be mysterious. You don't have to wait on something to fall out of the sky for you. It's literally people helping other people,
right,
and when you're willing to do something for somebody else, somebody's willing to do something for you.
right, right, right. Well, wait, Anthony's who's high? The heck? I don't know what that was about, but yeah,
The universal law, you get out what you get back.
right,
Hey,
right,
we talk about karma, we talk about all of those
hmm,
things, universal law. But at the
hmm,
end of the day, if you do it for somebody else or to somebody else, it's going to
hmm,
come back to you one way or another.
right, right, right. I agree. Damn, are you over there sleeping, brother?
No, I had it on mute because I was talking to wifey, but as she was saying it, I was thinking about that in general. I had a gig on Sunday, graduation event, and
Uh-huh.
the person that booked me, they came into a financial situation where they were just like they're not gonna have the money for DJ service, and they just like they needed to cancel to hope it wasn't an inconvenience. So I was just like I'll do it, just off the strength because it's a graduation event. They had planned for a DJ. I'm kind of like that anyway, trying to help somebody out. So I did it for free. And then as I
Right.
was leaving, somebody that was there, he worked in media himself and stuff like that, and he cashed at me. It's just like,
Oh,
he said, you know what, I'll do it. I was like, I tried to turn it down, but he wouldn't let
yeah.
me leave without, giving me something or whatever for doing it. So
Right,
like you said, doing
right.
something in universe immediately, it was like, here you go. So I agree
Yep,
with that 1,000%.
yep.
And that's the thing about, I know that people have a bunch of different faiths and, they believe what they believe and whatnot, but it's no different than if you eat, you're going to poop at some point in time.
Right,
Whatever you put into your system is going to come out of your system. It's
right,
just that, it may have to go through a metamorphosis. It may go through a process. It might was smelling good when it went in. It ain't gonna smell good coming out. But at the end of the day, you get out what you put in. You see what I'm saying?
right.
You ain't gonna eat corn and get out ice cream. That ain't how it works. You know.
Right, you right. You right.
I'm just saying.
Oh man. Yeah, you right though. You right. Where do you
I know
come
I
up
can
with?
say some stuff sometimes. You'd be amazed at the stuff I don't say.
I could imagine. Mm, mm, mm. All right, all right. Ooh, that was funny, Tina. I swear. I don't. I don't know where that came from, but all right.
I'm not. It's just one of those things that I think about all the time. Like
You think about
when it
poop
comes
all the
to
time.
no, not poop. I'm talking about no. I'm talking about the efforts that we put in. That's no different
Right,
than
right, right.
eating healthy. When
Hmm.
you eat healthy, you get the benefit, you gain the benefits of that eating healthy. Your body thrives. You know what I'm saying? You become stronger when you put in the energy
Hmm.
to lift weights. You gain muscle. It's going to be something that you're going to get out. But if you don't put any effort in, you're also going to get some consequences for the lack of effort too.
That's true.
You know, and you don't have to believe it. Eat a donut every day. Eat a whole box of them if you want to. Fat you will be. Love handles. And it won't be the cute kind of fat
Facts.
either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You be talking about something. I got a love handle. No, you got handle bars. That's what you got.
Yo, what?
I'm like, you got a whole inner tube around your body. You talking about something, oh,
Yeah.
I just ate a donut. That's many donuts that's on your body, you know.
Hmm.
So it's just about being realistic in knowing that when you put in the energy, when you put in the effort, when you
Right.
sow the seed, when you do it for somebody else, it's
Hmm.
coming back. But do you want what's coming back to you? Because even the lack of effort has consequences.
Right. Right. So basically, I need to start eating some donuts. Okay. Okay, I hear you, Tina. No, I'm not gonna
Uh,
start
uh,
eating donuts. But yeah, I do struggle with that sometimes. As far as I'll I'll put out effort and energy into, I guess, like the wrong people, and that made me not want to do anything for anybody. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
I
Then
understand that.
and then you'll really come across somebody with very pure and genuine intentions, and it's like you have your caution, your guard up, because it's like I don't want to keep going through this BS, and it's just like so I'm kind of battling with that. uh, it's been happening a whole lot lately, but yeah, I be
Yeah, and
trying
I
to be.
understand the burnout that comes from uh
Hmm.
investing into the wrong sources.
All right.
Because I
Hmm.
mean, that's just like a person that has that may be a millionaire or a billionaire. You get tired of taking the losses.
Right.
You get
Right.
tired of taking the losses. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, how many times do I have to keep putting in and putting in and putting in, and I'm not getting anything back in return? I need my residuals.
Right. Right.
And then don't let it be no kind of reciprocity. It's like, oh yeah, throw the whole thing away. I ain't doing this no more, never in life.
Hmm.
But when you find the right thing to sow into, you want to sow into it in abundance because of what you're going to get out of it.
Right. 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 But the thing is, you be so burnt out. It's like you won't even give everybody a fair chance.
Well, the
And
truth be told, everybody does not deserve that fair chance. And you have
absolutely.
to use discernment to know, you know what I'm saying? Or, because it's not always people like to use the word discernment.
Right.
Sometimes you have to take what you've learned from the previous experience and use that as the model to
Right.
weigh this person against that experience. Have they shown you signs that they're going to do the same thing?
Right.
Do they have, some of the same characteristics as your last experience? Now it's different if they ain't did nothing and you over there like, no, I know you the one. You gonna take me down like the last one. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's
Right.
completely different when you're like, okay, I'm noticing some signs that
Hmm.
are parallel to what I've been through before.
Right.
Either it's gonna cause me to pause, it's gonna cause me to slow down, or it's gonna
Hmm.
cause me to stop.
Mm. Gotcha.
You just got to be willing to take the pause or be willing to slow down. And if it comes to that, come to full stop before it goes all off the cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 I like that analogy. You say,
Yeah,
Anthony's,
me too.
don't become a gambler. I would have been so much further. What you been gambling with, Anthony? You playing lotto or you
That's
gambling in
them
the
scratch
casino?
offs.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, she said literally, Tina. That was funny to
Hmm.
me. Mm, mm, mm. Oh boy. All right. So, anybody in the chat got anything to say? Anybody else want to join? Brother getting tired.
As soon as you say something about them coming up, everybody, I'm like, oh, you know what? I got to get up early in the morning. You wasn't getting up early in the morning 5 minutes ago.
All right.
What you said? They're gonna be in these YouTube streets for a few more hours.
Yep.
Mm. I
Mhm.
didn't even plan on being here that long. Well,
They high. There you go with this high stuff. But yeah, I think I'm good. I thank everybody for tuning in. And Denise, I'm going to take your suggestion. I'm going to make a thumbnail and stuff and all of that other stuff. Since you said it was good, you better play it back too. Oh nah, Damo ain't doze off.
Nah, I'm still here. I'm gonna tell her she can play it back twice. Watch it on my channel too.
Look, look, look. Now Queen going to bed though. Queen, you lucky your camera was on and you was in the bed because I wouldn't have believed you. But no, Queen, I'm at my house. I'm in Carolina. I'm going back to ATL in a couple of days. But yeah. Um, let's see. Let's now everybody want to talk now. Wow, Damo, that was real. You a real one. That's what Anthony said, Damo.
Oh, that's what's up.
Anthony then go off on her tangent in the chat today. Usually she be having 4 different conversations all at once. All right, everybody good? All right. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up here. I thank everybody for joining. I hope everybody learned something. Everybody take care. I'll see you in the next one. Everybody stay up.
All right, come on. Appreciate y'all. See
All
you,
right.
Tina.
See you, Damo. All right.
Later, y'all.
One out.